Have you ever asked yourself the question, like, man, I wish I was a more consistent person? See, back in 2020, right after I graduated high school, in the middle of COVID, which was great, I asked myself that same question because after I graduated, I was honestly feeling very down. I was apathetic, kind of depressed and overwhelmed by how many options that were around me, but also seeing the world kind of crumble at that point, as well as I was insecure about my own body because I haven't even gone to the gym or exercised at all. I was weak and I didn't really have any type of level of trust within myself. And so I constantly was asking myself this question of like, I want, am I really, I want to be, am I even a consistent person? And going into 2021, I wanted to make a change because I was tired of being apathetic. I was tired of having all of this pity party, really. And I knew I needed to make a change because if I didn't make a change, nothing would happen. And from there, my whole theme of the year was becoming a consistent person. And the way the year actually started was pretty much I just wanted to get consistent in one thing, which was going to the gym at the very least. And so I joined a gym, and it was called Orange Theory. Some people may know that. But the way that format really works is instead of you just going to the gym at any time that you want to, it's more like you schedule sessions or classes and in advance, like and each membership that you have is like, oh, you get one class a week, two classes a week, whatever the case is. I had the two classes a week. And there would be like high intensity interval training with treadmills, row machines, and then free weight exercises, whatever. So going through that, and it was really, really intense. Like the first three classes I went to, I just threw up because I was just worked out so hard. And it was a bit pricey, to be honest, for my college budget anyways. But the thing is, I kept going. I kept going for about maybe a month or two, right? And I was actually starting to see really good progress within my own body. And the way I was doing it is I went to two classes a week. And also, I worked out the rest of the days at home, like 2 more days after that, like doing body exercises and all that jazz, like with their app or whatever. And I was doing that consistently. Then April happened. And for a lot of people, some people may have these months, but for this month of April, there's a lot of things going on for me. First of all, there's my birthday happening, as well as I'm heavily involved in church, so I was leading a small group. I was a youth leader and everything else like that, so a lot of things were really packed in that month, as well as I was having school, so like finals were going on that week as well. And so all of these things were happening all at once, and apparently everyone freaking has a birthday in April, at least in my world. And I honestly let that get to me. And I let me slip on my gym going. And to that point, like I skipped the classes, I didn't schedule anything, and I slacked at home because I was too tired. And me at that point, I was kind of in an all or nothing kind of mindset where I was like, okay, if I don't go at all, then I'm not going to do anything, right? And it really just discouraged me. And to be honest, from that point on, I canceled my membership because I wasn't going to have them charging me so much every single month. And I didn't go to the gym at all afterwards. I tried every few times, like, to work out at home, but that never really became a thing. And I kind of was just back in the same place where I was the year before, where I was kind of apathetic. I was disappointed with myself. There was a huge lack of trust and lack of confidence in myself because I had it. I saw myself as a consistent person at that point because I was just doing the consistent things, right? And then I let it fall. And I was kind of beating myself over this over and over and over again. And this goes on for another like 6 months, 6 to 8 months or something. And, in November, December, I'm just reviewing how the year really went. And I had to be honest with myself. I had to just sit with myself for a bit and come to this point of realization where I started that whole year saying that I wasn't a consistent person, so I needed to become a consistent person. And in that reality, the reality that actually is real is that I already was a consistent person. Now here's the thing. I was just consistent in the things that I didn't want to do. that weren't as important to me. I was consistent in being lazy. I was consistent in watching a lot of TV. I was consistent in playing a lot of video games. I was consistent in all those different things, and just not consistent in the things I actually wanted to have that would actually benefit my life and give me a larger return than all those other things. And it kind of shifted my whole paradigm, because I just had to see. I was continually telling myself, no, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. But in the reality is, like, we all are consistent. It's just the thing of, we're not consistent in the things that actually matter to us. So we have this level of consistency always within us because we're creatures of habit. But the thing is, we just need to shift that already consistency we have in ourselves to the things that actually matter to us, to the things that are going to give us the biggest return on life, on our health, or whatever. And after finally, like, my eyes opened, and I honestly was really motivated at that point. And one thing I learned is that once you're motivated to do something, do it right then and there, because the motivation will never last as long as you think it will. And so that moment, that night, I bought a gym membership at Crunch Fitness, which is much different than Orange Theory. That's more like an open gym. Go in, do whatever you need to, and then leave, which is much better for my schedule. And in there, I actually started being consistent. I was going about 4 times a week. Since I was pretty weak, I was just like, let's do something simple. Let's be consistent in this. Let's actually just start small and let's work our way up. And to that point, sure, I didn't grow as fast as I did in Orange Theory, right? But it was something that I can stick to, as well as, like, me understanding that I'm already a consistent person. It was just I'm consistent in the wrong things. So now it's just changing the things that I'm doing. I don't know, for me, it just helped click it much better in my head, where I actually was able to stick this through to the point where 2022, now I'm 2025, I rarely ever skip the gym. You know, like, because things may happen, whatever the case is, right? But in all honesty, I go around 5 days a week, typically in the morning, too. I go typically like 6:30-ish, 7 every morning, like at least during the week. And me and my fiance, we work out. And I've been very, very consistent in that. But it all just changed from one thing, this is the main thing of the video, right? That you are actually a consistent person. Whether you like to think so or not, you are. It's just, the thing is, you just haven't been consistent in the things that you want to be consistent in. So that's why we have this feeling of like, no, I'm not really consistent. I'm not really there yet. But no, you have that ability, because we're all creatures of habit, and there are things that you do on a daily basis. Because you can logically say, out of just objectively, you are a consistent person. There are things that you do consistently. It's just that you just haven't been consistent in the things that you want to do, or the things that maybe are a little bit meaningful to you, to show that you're actually making progress in life. And not to show this disappointment or whatever, but just take that sense of truth. Just take that point of reality. You are a consistent person, and you have been doing a lot of things consistently. Now here's the thing. Take that consistency and turn it towards the things that actually matter to you. Towards the things that are going to make a big return in your life. Towards the businesses that you're going to create. Towards the relationships you want to create. Towards let's say you want to go to the gym, whatever, right? Turn your consistency towards those things. Towards your relationship with God, whatever the case is, right? Because it actually matters. And the words you actually tell yourself actually matters, because if you're consistently telling yourself that you are not a consistent person, you're always going to discourage yourself about doing the things that actually will push you forward. Because you're like, oh, I'm not consistent enough. Why should I get a gym membership? I'm just going to waste it, right? Once you start saying that to yourself, you're already disqualifying yourself before you even got the chance to get started. And I've done that way too many times than I can count. And this is just my story of how I became a consistent person, because I realized I was already consistent, but now I'm consistent in the things that actually produce a much larger return on my life. And it helps me show up as a person, show up as a fiance. Show up as a friend. Show up as a coworker. Show up as an employee. Show up as a possible business owner. Not possible. Going to be business owner. Yes. And that's the main thing. You are consistent. And just realize that. And that's the whole main thing. If there's anything that you could take from this whole story, just take that. You are a consistent person. And now let's run with it towards the things that actually matter to you. And something simple. Don't overwhelm yourself. Let's just start with one thing. Could be going to the gym. Could be praying every day. Could be prioritizing having conversations with someone. Could be going to therapy. Whatever it is. Something that will actually provide you a good return on your life, making you a better person at the end of it. Because the gym does that, therapy does that, prayer does that, all that jazz. And so I just want to let you off with that. And so if that actually helped you in any way for the 10 people that are watching this, I love you. I don't know if you want to like it, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to add value to you. And this is something pivotal that I've learned about myself, and I think this will help you. So anyways, I'll see y'all next week.